Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, that coffee looks so good, Brax.
It does look good.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
MC, would you like to introduce our repeat guest? You're a regular now.
I know. You
Yeah, I
guys, we're
guess.
actually going to talk about a couple of things today. I know that the folks in the western part of the state have been heavy on everyone's minds this week. So we're going to talk about that and ways that you can help. And we're also going to talk about something a little bit closer to home, which is the annual Fins and Feathers event, which is in honor of the life of Buddy McKeel. Buddy McKeel passed away in 2021. And this event was started to honor him and his family. And Braxton Underwood is joining us today. Braxton is close to the family, was close to Buddy, and is here to tell us a little bit about this year's event and how you can be involved. So welcome, Braxton. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
So Braxton, I think of course I knew Buddy and certainly not as well as you did. So I think what we'd love to know to start with is, what can you tell us about Buddy? He's somebody who had a huge impact on so many lives. So what can you tell us about him?
Yeah. I'd say that's probably the whole reason that I even got tied in with this group is because of Buddy and my friendship with him. Buddy was the life of the party. I mean, he was always it's funny, his name was Buddy, and like that's kind of what he was. He was just like a good buddy, and it's why they kind of had tagged this event, the ultimate buddy system, is because that's just kind of how he was. He was everybody's friend. Everybody knew him. It was by far one of the biggest services I've ever been to for someone who passed. And certainly some of that was because just the community's shock of it. But I think a lot of it was also just because of who Buddy was. He was friends with everybody. I mean, I knew him from church, but we would go places together, and people would just know who he was. And in different realms, like we'd go to Sports Center and people would know him there by name, and he'd know all the basketball guys, and he'd go hunt and fish and know everybody out there. It's like he'd go to the beach and know everybody there. It's like everywhere you went, like Buddy knew people. And that's probably why I gravitated towards him, because I'm the same way. I've been here my whole life, and just know a lot of people. And it was always fun being with Buddy because he just knew everybody and was friends with everybody. And so, great guy. I mean, hunt, fish, you name it, the typical Southern boy stuff. Buddy was all about it. Had his dog Rebel that went everywhere with him. Like, he was just that guy. Had his truck, so he was what you consider a good old boy, I guess. And that's kind of my tie to this event. It's just my meaningful, it was short, but really meaningful relationship that I got to have with him. So
that's really great.
Yeah.
Every time Buddy's name comes up, people have just the kindest things to say about what a wonderful person that he was.
Yeah.
So I think this is just so nice and so incredible that this event has grown so much and that continues to honor him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So before we get into all of the new things with the event this year, Braxton, can you share, the most important part, where all of the proceeds for ticket sales and donations and everything go, if someone were to participate in this event?
Yeah, sure. So the Buddy McKeel Scholarship for Children of First Responders is just that. It's a scholarship fund that his family created in his honor, to really help first responders families get their kids to school. And so the connection there is Buddy's dad has worked with first responders and their vehicles, communication systems for decades at this point. And it has a really close tie to almost every first responder in Carteret County he knows by name. And so the money that's raised through events like this and the different ones they put on throughout the year, and this being the biggest one, is put into a fund where they get to help first responders families send their kids off to school.
That's
awesome.
I mean,
it's the statistics of what they've done so far in just a few years is staggering. I mean, the 3-year total, I have numbers here with me, the 3-year total in scholarships has reached $110,000.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Distributed to, originally the idea was to do a big scholarship for like one kid, but they said, let's like extend our reach to as many kids as possible. And they kind of changed the scope of it to where now they've blessed 24 different recipients with different amounts of money for these scholarships.
In 3 years is what you're saying.
In 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah. And I mean, they, this year's scholarships totaled $47,000, which is awarded to 9 different students. I mean, it's just
cool. It's so cool.
Yeah. And I've gotten to be the one to a couple of times pass out scholarships to kids at the high schools scholarship nights where they honor all the kids who've gotten scholarships. And I've gotten to go and be the one at West Carteret one year to hand scholarships out to people. And it's just awesome. The families are so just blessed by it. And it's just a different type of scholarship. I sat through the whole West Carteret scholarship ceremony, which was quite long. And there's just nothing like it. I mean, there's another scholarship out there that's really just tailored to this demographic of people. And I think it's a great demographic of people to honor.
Yeah, people who have a huge impact on our daily lives. The fact that we know that the first responders in Carteret County are going to take care of us and they're here to do just that. I mean, imagine if that were all of a sudden taken away from us and what it would do to our quality of lives.
Sure.
You know,
and not just that, but like you think about how many, I mean, I talked to a buddy of mine who's a firefighter last night, and he was headed to Asheville.
Yeah.
And it's like, so they're not only blessing people they're not only blessing people in Carteret County, but beyond too. There's tragedy elsewhere, like there has been this week. Like they're not only helping us, but man, they're going out 6 hours away and like helping people there in tragic situations. So it's a really, really overlooked population, obviously, and a really important population to honor as much as we can. So
love that. Yeah. So guys, if you're watching this and you would like to contribute to the scholarship fund for the children of our local first responders, and if you want to honor the memory of Buddy McKeel, then we have got the perfect event for you. It's Fins and Feathers. It's coming up October 12th. This year, there's a change of venue, and it's at Friendly Market. So Braxton, what else can you tell us? We're going to ask you just a few kind of rapid fire questions to wrap this up about what is different, what's new and exciting this year. So let's start with what? Entertainment?
Sure.
Yeah. Tell us about entertainment this year.
Yeah, so there's going to be kind of something for everybody. Formally, or before it was kind of a more formal event, and it was at One Harbor Church, which we're very grateful that they hosted us for the years that they have. But they wanted to just mix it up this year and try something different that was more family centered. At a lot of the other ones, you often saw just adults there and things like that. And honestly, if I'm being just frank, it doesn't fit the vibe of what they really want this to be. This is about families and about kids. Sure. So they mix it up this year, and with the help of the Friendly Market, they are doing it differently. And they're going to have entertainment as far as music, things like that for adults. There's going to be the silent auction, which they've done in the past. There's going to be bounce houses, like all sorts of treats and stuff for the kids. It's just going to be more like almost like a fall festival feel.
That's a great way to express it. Yeah. It sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Now, we know it'll be at the Friendly Market. Will there be Friendly Market food there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, which is, I mean, obviously, everybody fine towards the Friendly Market, but they're just fantastic. So they're gonna do food still. It's gonna be hors d'oeuvres, and there's still gonna be a dinner, and that's gonna be kind of the middle portion of the event. Will be that dinner from about 4 to 5:30 is when food will be served, and all the stuff before that is when you can kind of walk around, play games, get snacks, and stuff like that. Do the silent auction and all those kind of things. But yeah, there's going to be food, and it's going to be from Friendly Market. So obviously it's going to be bomb.
Going to be delicious. Yeah.
So exciting. And then at the end, I know there's going to be a presentation of some sort. Is that right?
Yeah. So actually this year I asked today, because it says, I'm sure you've seen the graphic of it. It says like that there's a speaker. And I said, actually I'm doing this interview today for Mary Cheatham and Meg, and I don't know who the speaker is. And guess who the speaker is? It's Gary, like the Gary McKeel. So he is going to actually talk this year.
He's going to be so proud.
Which is so not like him. If you know Gary, he'd much rather be behind the scenes, much rather just be serving in the dark. So it'll be cool to get to see him and hear from him. And so he's going to be kind of the speaker. And I'm sure then there's going to be other updates and stuff as well. Some of the information I just shared with you guys will be shared about what the scholarship has done and who it's done it for. And you'll get to hear from some people who've been impacted by the scholarship in different ways. And so that'll also be happening as well as people speaking. So
awesome. So y'all, I don't know if you guys have seen the posters around, but they're all over the place, especially at the Friendly Market as well. I know that you can get tickets at the Friendly Market and at Boardwalks training. Is that right?
Yeah.
And
those are the two places.
Cool. Okay. And it's October 12th from 3 to 6 p.m.
$50 for adults, $20 for children.
Just sounds so awesome.
And that also gets you into a raffle as well. Your ticket also gets you into the drawing of a raffle on a fishing charter, which is it's like a $2,700 package at its worst. So your ticket gets you into an entry for that. So
that's awesome.
You might be the lucky one who gets to go on the Oregon Inlet and have a fishing day, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of hoping my name gets wrong.
We'll be rooting for you.
Yes.
So before we let you go, Braxton, let's ask you our final question.
Braxton, what has been saving your life lately?
Oh man, I was thinking about what I said last time, and I was like, gosh, that was the silliest answer ever.
It's never a silly
That was
answer.
so,
No,
I turned 30 since then, so I feel like I've
We're mature
matured,
now. Mhm.
y'all are so
and
old.
I'm older now. I
Yeah,
feel like I need to give you a
wiser.
more serious answer. I'm wiser, and no, honestly, I was thinking about this with the storm. My grandmother lives in Asheville, and so do my sisters, just outside of Asheville, and thankfully they're all fine.
Good.
They weren't impacted and all that. But I was thinking about my grandma due to what was going on there. My grandma has always been someone who, in a very like distinct and almost weird way, has always talked about not wanting to be here on earth. And she's like, this isn't my home. This isn't my home. My grandma's always longed for heaven. And she's always talked about how that's a huge thing for her. And I was just thinking about her and like the impact she had on my life. And honestly, like the older I get, I can say that I am totally in the same boat. Like nothing, nothing in this life, the question, what's giving you life right now? I can tell you this, it's not life. Like life right now, from just me personally, like it's just not it. Like there's tragedy, there's people going through things. I'm going through things. Some friends are going through things. Like it's just been such a reminder that life is just so not it. And my grandma, I think, has had it figured out this whole time that like what is giving me life is the hope that I have in Jesus, that like this isn't life. This isn't what life is going to be like forever. And life as we know it now, like it's just not, this isn't my forever home. And so the reality that like what's giving me life, well, it's that like I got a different life coming, and it's just not going to be like this. It's not going to be like hurricanes blowing through towns and destroying them, and it's not going to be like people dying, and it's not going to be like families falling apart. It's not going to be that way. And so yeah, I think the hope that I have in Jesus is truly like the older I get, it's revealing itself to be the only real life-giving thing that I got on this side of eternity. So that's where I'm at. If anybody doesn't know anything about that, hit me up, because I don't know how people go through life. I just
Well,
don't know how people
thank
go through life
you.
without knowing that. So
Thank you
Yes,
for
thank you
sharing
for
that,
sharing that.
Braxton. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
And thank you for being here this morning. Hope you have a great weekend.
Yeah,
We'll look forward to seeing you on October 12th.
yeah, sounds
Thanks,
good. Thank you
Braxton.
Thanks,
guys.
Braxton.
See you
Spreading the
soon.
word.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye. Well, great. Yeah, man, I know I'm really excited about the new Fins and Feathers event. It's been
Yeah.
wonderful in the past, and I think this change of venue is going to be great. Love the way they've always done it, and love that they're revamping it a little
Me
bit.
too.
Right?
Me too.
Yeah, it's going
Cool.
to be awesome. Love that it's going to be family friendly.
Yes, and I kind of love that this, not love, but that this tied in the first responders and kind of what's going on right now in
Yeah.
the western part of the state.
Yep.
I'm not sure if you guys saw earlier this week, but Andy put together a really awesome resource for folks if they're looking to donate here in Eastern North Carolina and have an impact on the western part of the state. We put together a little resource for folks to do just that. So do we want to go through it or just post it in the comments? What do you think?
Yeah, I think we'll post in the comments. The
Yeah.
great thing is that the resource, it actually gives you, we're going to continue to keep it updated, but it gives you opportunities where you can Venmo, guys. If you want to just Venmo
Yep.
and know that the money's going to reach the folks that need it, you can do that. There are resources to do that.
Exactly.
There are places where you can donate supplies. There are folks I know we who are filling 18-wheelers to go up there. So if you've got supplies or you'd like to purchase supplies, that's also an option. So there just are a lot of different ways that you can get involved and you can help.
So many different ways. And if folks are messaging us, Andy's keeping our blog post up to date live. So there's a link that's with that post that we did, and you can link over and see all the suggestions that people have had, and make sure, just stay on, it sounds weird, stay on Facebook and on Instagram. I feel like so many businesses are doing things, so many individuals are taking the time to provide a helping hand to the folks in need. So I think anytime you refresh your feed, odds are something's going to pop up. So just grateful for everyone pitching in and lending a helping hand.
I know,
and just think that's so special.
Yeah, which really does kind of save your life. You know what I mean?
Yep.
To know that you can hop on social media and it's filled with people who are really bending over backwards to help these folks that need it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's heartwarming.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Are you good?
Yeah. Do you want to tell what's saving your life?
I think that's it.
Great.
I think I agree with you.
I love it. That's great, you guys. Well, thank y'all for joining us. Thank you guys for all you do in our community and in communities that are nearby for folks that are in need. So I hope you all have a wonderful weekend.
Bye, guys.
Bye.